Hi, so we're going to go over a real quick session of the video shoot pricing calculator. Let's just jump in. Right up at the top, you see here it says, what is the price that you paid for the camera body that you're shooting with? So we're just going to assume that on this video shoot, we're only going to be shooting with one camera. So let's say we're shooting with the Sony A7 III, and that's going to cost us right around, let's say, $2,100. So then we go next, lenses. How many lenses will you use on this shoot, and what is the price of each one? Let's just say we're using one lens on this, and let's say we're using a 16 to 35 millimeter Sony G Master lens, which is about $2,400. And then we'll scroll down, and now right here is where you choose the video length. So in the video length, we're just going to say that we're going to do like a 30-second spot, like an ad or a commercial for a company, and that's what we're going to do right there. Now, you can see here it goes from 15 seconds to 1 minute. That's what you're typically going to be in if you're doing commercials, if you're doing ads, anything like that, because we keep it at 1 minute or below because Instagram only lets you upload 1 minute videos at max. So if you do need to add more time than that, you can see right here in this next field, it says videos longer than 1 minute. For every 15 seconds of video delivered over 1 minute, add $300. Example, 1.5 minute video would add $600. So we're not going to do that for this particular shoot. We're just going to be at a 30-second shoot, which is going to take us about 2 to 3 hours to shoot. And then the editing time is going to take us about 2 to 4 hours to edit that 30-second ad or commercial. So right here you have a spot. If it takes you longer than the 2.4 hours or what have you over here to edit the video, then you're just going to put in the amount of hours that it's going to take you extra. We're not going to put any additional hours because it's not going to take us longer than that for this shoot. And then drone footage, guys. If you want to add drone footage, I just charge a flat rate of $600 extra on any shoot if you need drone footage. Obviously, if your work is going to be primarily drone footage, and it's probably going to cost you a little bit more than that, but we're just going to say no drone footage on this one. And then if you have crew members for larger shoots, you can add here. I give recommendations for all the crew members right here and what it might cost you. If you have that, you can enter it in here. So we'll go down to expenses and studio equipment costs. So let's say that we're going to use a DJI Ronin S, which is going to cost us about $700. Let's say we're going to use an off-camera monitor that we spent about $299 on. Microphones, we'll use a Rode Video Mic Pro, and we'll say $199. Lights, let's just say we have good lighting and we're not using any lights, no stands, no diffusion cards. Let's say we're going to use $89. That's what it's going to cost for our cards. Laptop, the laptop that I edit on is $4,000, so that is a Mac Pro fully loaded. HD SSD, I edit with the Evo Samsung T5. Or sorry, not Evo. That's a different one. Samsung T5, and that's about $180. So, and then MISC, I'm just going to put in $100 because I know I'm going to have some extra things on there. So, you can see here the total for all of that. It gets depreciated, and it comes down, and it puts it out here. Now, real quick, you see this where it says state. If you want to adjust price for the state that you're in, this is where you're going to do it. So all of these numbers are based off of the country average, okay? If you're in a state like California or something like that where it costs more, obviously like California is 15% above average, Colorado is under 3%, and you can see all the percentages here. So like I'm in Missouri, and Missouri you can see is 0%. So Missouri is about the national average for what you can charge, and anything above or below that, depending on your state, you're going to find it here. So let's just say hypothetically that you are in California, and we'll say 15%. So let's just go ahead and put in 15% here. And that is going to go ahead and add any extra that we might need. So if you look here, session total, $763. So that's the total that we're going to charge for a 30-second commercial, guys. 30 seconds, wham, bam, couple hours, no problem. But if you're in California, you can see if you go down here, total with state adjustment. So the total with state adjustment, if you're in California, you'll charge $878, and if you're in Missouri, you'll charge $673. So there's your totals there. Now, if you scroll down, you can see what I've done here is I've added some extra bank account things for you. So if you look here, and then you'll have to read all this to go deep. I'm not going to really explain all this. I'm just going to give you a brief overview. But basically, you need to have 5 different bank accounts for operating a business. You need an operating account, a profit account, a tax account, an income account, and a savings account. And what this does for you is the calculation that it spits out in the end, it automatically divides it up into what it should go into for each account. So operating, obviously $763 is what your session total was, and out of the operating, you're going to make transfers into each one of these bank accounts. So profit is generally a good round number, we'll just say is 10%. 10% of everything is profit, should go into a profit account. That'll rack up over time. And then taxes, for self-employed taxes, it's right around 17%. It varies a little bit, but that's generally what you're going to find most of the time. So 110 for taxes, and then your savings is going to be what the reason why we put in your camera body and your lenses here. So your camera body and your lenses and all of your equipment right here will get depreciated over a 3-year period, and this is the amount right here per shoot, or for this shoot, that you're going to take out and you're going to put into a savings account. And after 3 years, you will have enough money in this account to replenish all of your equipment, which is super dope. So then if you scroll down here, it shows you income per shoot. So this shows you your income per shoot less all of your expenses. This is your income per shoot less your profit, less your taxes, less your savings. This is what you end up with. And if you do shoots consistently like this, out of 30 paying jobs similar to this one for a whole entire year, you'll make $13,893. Now, obviously, this is kind of a low paying gig, so you don't want to just do gigs like this, but this is the amount after everything has already been taken out. So take that into consideration. This amount is a lot higher, if you add everything else back in. So if you were in California, again, this is the difference that you would make. This is the difference that you would make. So your expenses per shoot, this shows your expenses. This shows over 3 years. Over 3 years, you'll have $10,235 if you do shoots like this consistently, and you'll be able to buy that Sony A7 III, that G Master lens, all the other equipment back cash, no problem. So you'll be able to constantly upgrade. So with these accounts and with everything, you can see over here to the right, it explains what each account does, how much you should have in each account, 10% per profit, 17% for self-employment taxes, blah, 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 blah. And it goes deep and it explains to you a little bit further what all of that means. Obviously, again, scroll up. You can choose what state that you're in, so that way you're pricing appropriately for your state. You can add crew members. What I basically did is I said, hey, I'm just doing a 30-second ad for like a business, and this is just a wham bam thank you ma'am shoot that we just made almost $800 on. So this is just a quick shoot, but guys, obviously you can see if you do a little bit deeper shoots, let's just go, if you do 1 minute, if you do 1 minute alone, that's automatically going to double your money. So obviously you want to upsell people on like drone footage and additional things like that. And if you add crew members, everything that you add is going to add additional stuff. So if you added drone footage, if you did a 1 minute video with drone footage and everything else was the same, I mean, look at this. That's a $2,000 shoot. So keep all of this stuff in mind, guys. Go ahead, play with this. Right now, we have over 1,250 people, photographers and videographers, that are using these calculators. So use this calculator. We love you. Thank you. We'll see you next time.